Three sisters with stories to tell. Books in our hands, we know them well. Flipping pages where dreams dwell. Chapter one, here you go. Turn the light, let the words flow. Laughs and love in every show. Books, sweethearts, we grow.
All right, we'll jump into it. Welcome back to episode 3. This episode, we're going to pick up where we left off last time at chapter 55, the 4th and 5th labor.
So we're going to jump into the shelf shakedown where Chrissy's going to give us a rapid recap of the last episode. And then we will jump into the sister takes where we're actually going to split this one in half this time and do 2 different episodes to kind of give a little bit of a better detailed without you guys having to sit here for an hour and a half while we really dig into it. So, all right, sister.
Okay, so I have a very, very rapid recap. Labor 1 finished, Isabel died. And then we found out Labor 2 is going to start. Hades saves Lyra. They kiss, a big kiss. It was a big one. Then we'd have Labor 2, which Lyra paired up with Zai as an ally. And with the two of them, they ended up figuring it out and they got out of it. She didn't win, but she didn't die. And
Okay, the audio. Listen to the. I've listened to the audio this time, and they do. It almost sounds like Karen.
It is Karen.
It's like
Karen.
Karen.
Yeah,
but Karen.
Karen.
Like
Karen.
Karen. Yeah, it's like an exaggerated. Karen.
She ends
That
up.
was interesting to edit. I will just say.
How do I get through this? But then she survives this trip down the Styx, which is really not something you usually survive. They have Labor 3, which is in the Lost Cave, lots of vines and vodka involved. Nobody dies, but somebody almost does. And Hades gets in trouble and gets taken by the demons and is in captivity at the end of it.
Yes. All right.
Rapid recap.
Shelf shakedown.
All right, so Hannah, you want to go through the sister takes and start us off with the details of starting with chapter 55.
Yes. And y'all have your books ready because I was having a little harder time with some of the notes this yeah. I love it. Yeah, last week definitely was a lot going on, which explains why it was so long. But this one seems like it's even shorter for being half. So anyways, jumping right into chapter 55, starting the 4th and 5th labor, the twins, Apollo and Artemis. The labor breakdown is 2 minutes to figure out how to open this mysterious door. Each player rotates through the room and comes back. And then you have to wait till it's your turn again to go back, and then you get the 2 minutes. So when they get through the door, they will be given 4 flags. Heart, mind, courage, strength for the next part of the labor, Artemis's. And this will be an obstacle course where their flags are attached to their bottom, so pretty much capture the flag, or flag football, I guess, somewhat in the mix of that. So everyone has
football.
4 flags. You don't want to lose them. There will be creatures in the course that will be trying to take these flags. If a flag is lost, you will lose the corresponding virtue. And if you lose all of your flags, they say you won't be able to complete because you'll have lost all the virtues and you'll go pretty crazy. You have only 1 hour to make it through, or this big monster is going to be released.
And you have to find your god at the end, and Lyra's freaking out because Hades is still detained and Apollo doesn't give a fuck.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. They were a little pissed that there were 2 at once. That was a note. And they were like, well, it's not against the rules. It's pretty much the only time Lyra's humming ever comes in handy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Everybody's going in that thing. And
don't you
so there's the heart
die at the end if you don't make it? Don't you die?
Yeah, I think it was like, you'll die.
Well, they're going to release the monster. So essentially, like...
But even the room, like, if you couldn't figure out how to get out of the room, they said you would die. Like if you couldn't get through that labor.
Oh,
But we have the creepy harp that has like made out of human bones, it looks like. He tried
yeah.
to fight Zai when he tried to play it. Don't play the harp. Bad move.
Yeah, so they're introduced to, the rules. Micah, Zai, and Lyra share info. Because again, everybody, if you don't get through, you die. So they're all trying to share info and each try something different when they go in. So on the fourth try, Lyra does figure out that the harp needs to hear music because she was humming. She goes back out. Even though she wins, she goes back out to share with the team and thinks she's going to be able to turn around and go back through. But of course, the gods are like,
Nope. That's
Time
against the
out.
rules.
Don't know that I call them a team though, because she shared it with everybody.
Yeah. I think she just did. She
She
doesn't
said
want
it's-
mortals to die, right? Like, what if
yeah,
I was thinking, what if nobody figures it out? I'd rather tell everybody and say, hey,
Yeah.
just don't kill anybody else in here, and I'll
Mhm.
tell you what's going on. But she has to be
Yeah.
like how she's approaching things now.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was Micah, Zion, Lyra that were sharing info on their like each time they were going in. But then, yeah, she shares the final result and like how to get through with everybody.
Like, I felt up this whole entire wall. I felt up
Yeah.
this whole entire wall. I tried to touch it. That was a bad idea.
Yeah.
That jazz.
Yeah, so she gives the answer to everybody if they swear they will not harm each other. She knows Hades going to be pissed off when she gets out of there for doing that, but she doesn't want people to die, which has been her shtick this whole time. So, chapter 58, Lyra was the last in line, so she was the last to actually get through. But when she does, Diego's waiting there for her to start with her out of honor and respect because she was the one that technically won that, and he didn't want to go forward until she had the opportunity to go first.
And he's genuinely just a good guy and a dad to 2 kids.
It is
And
sweet.
he wants to win.
Yeah. So they're going through the first part of the obstacle and she loses her courage flag immediately.
Well, she made it through the first part. That was the BAPS. So they had to like
Yeah,
bumps.
Yeah.
the second part of like the
the
dark
second part.
tunnel.
The,
You're
the
right.
shock tunnel with the weird hands.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that was creepy.
She got pretty jacked up too. She hit that with, so it was like, if you're touching the bottom, you're good. Diego didn't get shocked at all. But if you touch anything else, it's going to shock the shit out of you. And they're just hands like shoving you. I do not like this idea of crawling through this tunnel with people grabbing.
No, oh my
Where they
gosh.
are, I don't know.
Reminds me
And it
of
was
the
like pitch black, right?
yeah. The only way they could see anything was when she got shocked.
Yeah.
And do you guys remember the Halloween stuff that we used to go to way back when? Oh, Hannah
Like
might have
the
been
haunted
too little.
houses.
Yeah, probably
Yeah,
not me.
and the people like come out at you, and you're like in
No.
a field, and they jump out at you and try and touch you, and it's like, nah, I
No.
don't know about that.
Nope, not for me.
I always enjoyed it though.
Yeah, they make it through those. But when she loses it was her courage flag, she does really well, surprisingly. And it goes back to she's used to being in the dark. She's used to overcoming these kind of weird little fears that she's having to deal with now. That it doesn't completely cripple her like it's expected to.
Well, and she relates it to fear's a survival tactic of your body and your mind, telling you,
Yeah.
hey, like there are things that are trying to harm you. Fight, flight, or what is it? Freeze. Yeah.
Yeah. She breathes through it and she says, thank the gods because fear isn't debilitating. So she uses fear as a tool and she's been using it her whole. So really good approach to that, I'd say. And Sting and Diego
Agreed.
doesn't lose any flags still.
Yes.
Super dad.
Or he's using his gift.
That's true. The helmet makes him invisible.
He is
so, yeah.
invisible.
I mean, if the things can't see you at all, you're pretty weird.
Okay, so y'all might have to fill in the gaps a bit on this chapter. So 59, this is when she gets through the hand tunnel. And she sees some of the other challengers.
Yeah,
that
she was
are,
into the third aspect of it.
Yes, and she can tell some of them are kind of going through it and that they've lost some of their flags.
Yeah. So they're in a giant scrap yard, and there's a path down the middle and then just junk everywhere. And she knows that something's bad's going to happen as soon as they step inside. And they get in there, and then there's sudden, they see a mirror. Let's see, he's crouching and doing weird stuff, like stuffing stuff in his mouth. Rocks?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It
There's
says
something in his
something
mouth.
white.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really I was listening at this point and I was kind of
But
confused.
she
Like, what is
says
he
after
doing?
that he's no longer like in pain. So I assumed it was like a gift or something
Maybe. That's
that
true.
maybe they would like tell us later.
I didn't catch that.
I didn't catch the wraparound, but I did catch she says notices he's no longer moving with pain after she sees him put something in his mouth.
So one of his gifts. Well, it turns out that there's like a metal on metal screeching noise, and there are these birds that are trying to come and rip your flag off. They kind of chill out and then come back. Phalian birds? Is that how you guys would pronounce it?
Even the audio was kind of, I couldn't repeat it.
And they have metal beaks.
Mhm.
Once they all come out, they just all kind of attack.
Yes.
Yeah, I just pictured those super just outrageous metal lawn art things that people have now. They have
Yeah.
that's what I pictured. If it was like a pterodactyl that somebody made out of like scrap to put as their lawn ornament.
Yeah, I can see that. But like the size of a crow.
That's what I pictured.
Just diving all over the place.
See, even though she said that, and in my head, I kept trying to think no, they're little. That's not what I saw. Like every time they got brought up, all I could see were these medium-sized pterodactyls just made of metal coming at her.
It's a good picture. It's a good image. She loses Diego pretty much immediately and doesn't know where he goes. But she
Yeah.
runs into Neve, who's losing it. Just like rocking.
Yes. She notices she's lost her mind and strength flags.
Yeah.
So she just makes a decision. Should she follow Neve, because she sees her crawl off, or should she just keep on going? Of course, being Lyra, she follows Neve to where she is, making sure she's okay.
Immediately gets her flag ripped off.
Yes,
And loses her
she
mind.
loses her strength flag. And then they're in, I'm thinking like a little cave of this junkyard. Screeching suddenly stops. So then Lyra tries to go out. Neve holds her back. She's still losing her mind. Then they decide, okay, we'll go now. They go out together. And then Lyra loses another flag, her mind flag. So now she's lost 3 flags, not doing too hot. And then the dragon is released.
It's surprising. Neve is one of the people who just absolutely detests the idea of Lyra being there and representing Hades and possibly winning. As she helps her a little bit, tells her not to go, when to go, when the birds start getting quiet. So that helped her a lot. I think. And they just took off out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And she got left again. Poor
Yes.
Lyra. Nobody sticks with her. She's already into that. I think that's where losing her strength flag comes in, is really when she gets left, she just kind of falls into this. Everybody always leaves me. Nobody sticks around. I can't keep anybody. Really sad hole.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the confusion adds. We have a dragon now in a field of tall dead grass, which is super great. Grass isn't flammable at all when it's dried out.
Exactly.
What did she go? And she's Lima kids, the nymphs that took her flags. They're not trying to hurt anything, but that's what took her mind flag. And so she's confused and in severe pain and scared. And there's a dragon, and she's trying to make it through this. So worst case scenario.
Exactly. And so she takes off running from the dragon. She sees Charon.
I just
and
saw
she-
how you wrote his name in the notes so you could
Phonetically.
Because I'm telling you
Love
guys,
that.
editing last week, there were 5 different chunks of me
Us trying to
laughing
figure it out.
and trying to say his name.
That makes it helpful. Charon.
Yeah.
Charon.
So she sees Charon, and then she's internal monologue. Where's Hades? Is he still gone? And then he appears, and she's all excited about it, of course. And it gives her the momentum to keep running from this dragon, because the dragon wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And she only has the heart flag left when she finally does make it across, and they're like embracing and all the things. And she's like, I only have my heart left to give you. And he says, I know, that's all I need.
So,
I know.
like, this is the only thing that I even highlighted it, and let me read you exactly what I wrote. And cheesy foreshadowing, but cute nonetheless.
Fair.
It was so cute.
And I just like when he's just like, she scares him. And that's, it's showing how much he cares. Like, you scared the shit out of me. How many times does he say you scared the shit out of me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That dragon, though, my favorite part of that little section is that she's like, what's going on? Oh, fuck, there's a dragon behind me. I gotta keep running. Like, because the mime thing, she's confused. Oh, shit, I'm about to get toasted. Like, I gotta go. And we're in part 5.
Yeah. So, yeah, all the gods are just watching them embrace. They're like in their own little world. Then they start talking and giving him the rundown. Hades is like, yeah, you came in last. Everybody survived. Day ended up winning because he was the only one to come through with all 4 flags. So once Lyra once Lyra gets the rundown and, everyone's safe, she starts calming down and she starts feeling a bunch of pain, and kind of freaking out. And Hades is, being his protective self, like, get over here and heal her. But they want to give her the prize, which was tears of something.
Tears.
Is
Yes.
From Goddess of Dawn, which
Right.
allow you to see through the dark and through any glamours, but is said to kind of make you go crazy potentially once it wears off, because then
And they don't last very long either.
Yeah. So she's like, of course I get the one gift that has a consequence to
Yeah.
using it, which
I get a gift that has a punishment for use.
yes.
yeah.
Let's see. Anything that was like super standout from that section?
Yeah.
No, really just that I think everybody made it through in various stages of trauma past
Right.
on. But
Yeah.
What I want to say, there was one that lost all their flags, but I could be wrong.
Samuel did, but he
Okay.
still made it.
Right.
Like, they said, there's no way you'll make it if you don't have all your flags. And so that just appeals to, like, it shows you how strong he is, both mentally and physically, to be able to get through that last part, especially the dragon, without any of his flags. We knew Samuel. He's back to my picturing him still with the muscles in the water.
No, I as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Samuel just seems like such a strong name. I don't know why.
It is a strong name. I mean, is it? I'm pretty sure it's a strong name biblically.
Yeah. But I mean, like, actually, like, muscle attributes. Like, you must go to the gym if your name is
Samuel.
Oh my
Flags,
goodness.
seriously.
Chapter 6.
He gets he zaps her off to go take care of her now.
Yes. With the doctor or whatever he's called.
Asclepius.
Yes.
If I ever get another puppy, his name is going to be Asclepius.
Oh my gosh.
Poor
I love
Squeaky.
it. I'm
going to call him Ass.
Yeah, like, he has to have a nickname if that's the case.
no
Yeah.
jerks.
Okay. So yeah, they get back. She is stuck in bed for several days recovering. They set the dragon fire, which is what happened. I don't know if we mentioned that. Is like really deep and just taking a long time for the healer to get to. Hades is wearing gloves covering up his injuries that he received from the punishment of the demons. Lyra pushes him per usual, and he shows her. And they're having a whole moment about it. He asks her, why would you cry over me when I drug you into the crucible? She responds with why he cares about her, especially considering the curse. And they're having a little moment, and then they're interrupted with her parents coming on TV. I know. I was like, Christy's going to have a lot to say about the parents. Because, wow.
They're just some fucking freeloaders. They're not her parents. Yeah. I have no tiny little thought that they're her parents for real.
Me either.
I don't think so either.
And I don't know
I
if
still really think she's a demigod. Like, I really do think so.
I agree. And like, some either they are like their own freeloaders, or whomever was behind her life to begin with has like put them in front of the cameras.
Or they just like saw an opportunity, like this orphan, like
Right.
thief. I'm gonna get some media coverage out of it. Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
that her story, like at least enough of her story was broadcasted when she was chosen
Mhm.
that it would be very easy for somebody to just pick up and say that I'm Orphan Annie's parents. I miss
Yeah.
her so much. You know, she wanted to go. She wanted to work off our debt. Fucking assholes. 3-year-old.
Well,
Um,
the dad was, he did have like a fat beer belly, if that made anybody feel better. Like he wasn't all fit and good looking.
It fits his personality. Slimy little drunko.
yeah.
From that part, I did like that with Hades is actually going to have a scar, which is not something easy for a god to get. And her scars, and they're like, we have matching scars. It's kind of cute.
Yeah.
She's tried to manage him some more, and he actually shows a little more that she matters, and
Mhm.
he has the humility to apologize for things, which is not something anybody's used to seeing from Hades.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so they're talking about her parents, and she's like super upset about it, obviously, because she doesn't know these people. And they are kind of coming in trying to, you know, get the fame or whatever they think they're going to gain by attaching themselves to her. Hades is like, "Do you want me to smite them for you?"
Yes, please.
Yeah. And then Lyra tells more details to Hades, including that she has paid off her debt. So they would know that if they had asked or talked to anybody.
Yeah. She asked us to let her go. We signed
Yeah.
something doesn't allow us to disclose how old she was when she went, but she was old enough to make her own mind. 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
so
crazy.
my monologue, my inner monologue matches Lyra's monologue pretty spot on as soon as like liar.
Mm.
She didn't want them smote.
I mean, she could have been like, no, don't smite them. But you know, I wouldn't be mad if like Cerberus like met them in a dark alley for a little bit and threw them around like their midnight cow snack.
Vampire cows, what does he call them?
Carnivorous.
They're carnivorous cows, yeah.
But I'm thinking vampire cows too. Did we talk about
Okay,
that?
okay, I'm glad we're on the same page.
Because I was definitely thinking vampire cows.
Could you imagine a cow trying to like suck the blood out of something though? Like it's one thing for them to eat meat.
I just imagine their like fangs out.
I know. I need to draw a picture of this. I'm gonna get a picture of a cow and put fangs on it and share it with you guys.
Please do.
Yeah, we'll have to. Then we can have an art book at the end of this of all of our
Honestly,
books.
like if you did it just right, I would print it like in like, you know, gallery mat and put that on my wall and be like, yeah, it's Southern Goth. What's up? Make it like a longhorn vampire.
All right. Yeah. So then,
While we're on this part, before we move on from this, before we move on from this chapter, I like Hades talking to her about blood is thicker than water. And she's like, so you want me to just forgive them? He says, no, you can find a family and make them yours, a family that lifts you up, helps you float, one not made of blood.
Yeah.
And then she's, she goes on to ask him about his family and like what Persephone was, kind of her moment to validate what Chiron told her that she's been wondering about. And he does confirm it.
yes.
So
I would also
time
say
out.
yes.
I think Christy's audio is getting off again, or is it just on my end?
I didn't have an issue, so just your end.
I didn't do anything differently.
Your
I'm just saying.
camera looks maybe a little blurry. I can't point to see
Ashley's or mine?
Ashley's. It's 9:00.
Oh, your disconnection
On the
time.
dot, mem, drop, top, cruising the street.
I was just gonna say it was interesting because you always hear the blood is thicker than water, but the way he explained it, that the blood was thick and it would drag you down.
Yeah.
I was like,
So you don't have to lean that
Yeah.
back. It might not be best. I like that.
I'm just
how it
saying,
is
I
to me.
like his version because chosen family is
Yeah.
a lot.
Right.
But yeah, so they start talking about Persephone, which is pretty much a huge part of the beginning of the next chapter, confirming that it's clear that he had a lot of love for her and like struggles to talk about it. And
She
he
was
said these.
amusing and sweet, and he thought of her like a sister or even a daughter. And she just has
Mhm.
the softest, most caring heart. And everybody was devastated. Everybody
Yeah.
that she spent time with was devastated by losing her.
And then he says specifically that he needs to become the king of the gods for a certain power. So a little morsel.
We're getting a little closer to some information.
There's some power that he's needing. And it's when they're discussing Persephone, so it starts kind of tying more of our theory that already exists.
Yeah, and she did say, "Is that why is Persephone the reason why you're participating this time? Like, are those tied together?"
Yeah, he did.
It
You're
doesn't
right.
really confirm though.
Right. So then they're like still having like, I don't know, an in-depth conversation. She's like, "You're my friend," and he's like, "Just friends." And she's admits that she likes him. And she's saying she sees his soft heart and that he cares so much. And she's still in bed. I'm imagining like hooked up to monitors, even though I'm sure it's not like that. But she's like recovering in bed.
Yeah.
And they share a kiss and very passionate. She's like, I feel like I can feel the other kiss like in her body that like his claiming kiss, the first one.
He asked her, "Would you take advantage of me?" And she goes, "Not if I could help it."
Yeah.
I
And
know.
he's like,
I enjoyed
"Okay."
that part.
That's what got him. I wish
Yeah,
you hadn't
he's like,
said
you
that.
shouldn't have said that or something. Yeah. And then he's like, falling for me is dangerous. And then she kind of backtracks. She's like, what are you talking about?
Who
I
said
just like
anything about
kissing you
falling
now.
for you? I just like the way you kissed.
Yeah.
Good job, Lyra.
Love it
And then
there.
Aphrodite shows up.
Isn't this lusciously naughty?
Yes,
I really do love her character.
I do
Me
too.
too.
And yeah, so knowing that Lyra isn't healing fast, Zeus obviously is like, okay, let's time for the next labor. So she has an hour.
And she's been in bed for days.
Yes. All right. Anything to add?
Let's see. No,
I
I
don't think so.
I might orgasm
Alright.
just from the energy wafting off the two of you. Aphrodite.
Well, and Lyra's
Did you give her a mustache?
What? I don't know.
Did
I
you
don't
say
know.
Aphrodite? I was just
I was
like,
doing
did
a-
you give
a
her a
hyphen.
mustache?
Aphrodite. Like I was making a hyphen with my finger, but I think this finger went to accident. My pinky has a mind of its own.
Interesting.
shoot, what was I saying? I don't know.
I don't either.
Now we're on chapter 65, though.
Yeah, so the next couple of chapters are
What you're
just
saying,
about,
sorry, you were just saying that she was like that. Lyra was just kind of like messing.
oh,
with
she was
and
like
stuff.
messing with him while so Hades is like covering her from Aphrodite and she's like getting closer to him and like he's obviously like reacting and she's like fucking with him right. And so I'm like, wow, she is really trying to convince herself she's not in love with this dude.
Or in less at least.
So yeah, same thing here. My notes get pretty brief because I was in the car at this point. But
Yeah.
so next labor starts.
Oh,
It's
we missed this part.
Aphrodite.
It's Aphrodite's labor, and it involves someone she
Right.
loves the most. So someone each of the champions loves the most. So Lyra's like, well, who is that?
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
specifically says it's mortal. So she's like, okay, well then it's not Hades.
Yeah, she was real worried that that was going to be a thing.
So they turn up. All of the champions are strapped to a bed.
Pink
They are
fluffy handcuffs, by the way. Like pink fluffy handcuffs.
they must find their loved ones in a dream, and to wake them up you have to tell them that you love them, and then they will bring them back to Olympus to join them for the next labor.
And Aphrodite, of all people, chooses that if you don't win this labor, that the person you love is going to die. So that was really nice of Aphrodite. She didn't have
Yes,
to do that.
Mm-hmm.
good point. So 66, Lyra is
I don't think we finished stuff on that. So I'll
Yeah.
go through a little more because she goes through that. Sorry, I was here. So the person that they love is trapped in their own dreams, and the champion has to find their person and get them to wake up and bring them back to Olympus to end the labor. And that's where if they don't return by sundown, they'll die. And then if you do wake them successfully, this person will then play in the next labor with you as a partner. So not only do they bring in a loved one, give them a chance to die, because if they're not successful, they also make them put their lives at risk if they make it through the first one in another labor. Um, and the person that wins gets the arrows, bow and arrows. So for the adoration, the typical like Cupid's arrow set that Aphrodite has. And trying to see what else. Hypnos and what's the other one? Morpheus. Morpheus is thought of as the Sandman, and he's bronze. He looks like the Sandman would look. What else happened? Each of the champions will get to their loved ones in a different way. For you, my mistress chose something fun. The pink Pegasus that she was eyeballing earlier on when Aphrodite saved her from Dex. So she has to figure out how to ride a Pegasus without a saddle or anything. It seemed very awkward, flopping, flying. And she still is trying to figure out, like, it's not my parents, it's not Felix. Who else could it be? So obviously she's thinking it's Boone. And she ends up in Muirwoods, so across from San Francisco, across from the Golden Gate Bridge, right? That's what those woods are called. Where the
believe you.
redwoods are. Yeah. This is just how I'm picturing it. I think that's true though. And she's trying to figure out how to get around. All of this happens in this chapter. Sorry. She uses her critters on her arms when she lands in the woods, and the fox and the spider are the two that she calls on. So the fox leads her on the way. She sees a cabin out in the woods and she sees giant spiders. And then her little spider is like, hey guys, can you like go away for a little bit so Lyra can come by? And they do. They go away, creepy spiders. Lyra's confused because she's not afraid of spiders. So she's trying to figure out why that's visible in her dream. And that's where that one ended. Now we're on 66. The boy I loved most. Best.
So I just want to ask, did anybody else, the Morpheus thing bring up the fact that in the Matrix, Morpheus is Morpheus and he's like the one that's taking them in and out of this like dream state slash
You got a
no?
confession. I've never seen The Matrix.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
I really don't think I've ever seen it. Probably like little tidbits.
Ever?
I know the.
Okay.
I definitely saw it on VHS. So
I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know why I
fine.
never saw it.
Keep
if it was like
going.
the wrong age.
We're the same
um,
age.
true. And I'm like significant. I'm younger.
I don't know.
I'm significantly younger.
Bitch, you're 4 years younger. Significant.
All right. All right. You'll probably have to fill in as well. So I'll go through the chapter 66 and then come back around. So Lyra finds Boone. He's like a ghost over his body, and they're talking, and he's all confused at first, like, am I dead? She's like, no. It kind of explains what's going on a little bit. And she awkwardly tries to tell him that she loves him. And that doesn't make anything change. So she's like, I don't really know how to get out of here. She starts noticing that again, the dark is coming, which means she's going to lose if she doesn't get them back to Olympus. So then she starts talking to the Boone that is asleep and goes into more details about how she's always had a crush on him. And then when she turns around, Boone's gone.
Yeah. She thinks that, or he thinks that she's dead because they're seeing each other in this dream state. So that's one of the first things that happens when she has her interactions with him. So because they're both kind of like ghostly looking, she reassures him that they're both alive and dreaming, kind of explain what's going on to you. And she finds out that he had bought this cabin that she didn't know about at all. And that's where he is in this cabin in the woods that he, bought on his own because he's done paying off his debt to the order, right? Yeah. So with his money, and when she tells him that she loves him, he doesn't say anything. So thanks for making it awkward. And he's just like, I don't understand. You need me to explain it to you? Not the love part, just why did you have to tell me
Try
that?
again. Maybe I was in shock.
You're like, but why did you have to tell me that? Cool story, bro. Like,
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Like, are we dead?
And then, like, I take it just like, why am I the person that you love most in the world? And he's just like, I don't feel the same. Like, I don't love you too. So again, like having to drag her down, like, I don't expect you to return the feelings. I just Like, you're literally the only person I care about.
Yeah.
Here I am. And then, like, so she's explaining the labors and everything. Where are we now? She's trying to get him to wake up, like you said, and having trouble. And she just explains a little bit more, like, I've had a crush on you since I was 15. You're the only person who ever showed me kindness. It's pathetic. I'm aware. You don't have to say anything. Just know I'll always love you a little for making my time at the den even the tiniest bit easier.
Well, and I think that's the point of the entire labor is
Mhm.
that love is not always romantic in a true,
Yeah.
like,
It can look
soulmate
so many
type.
different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. And
simple
accepting
kindness.
that and like being able to verbalize that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's too late. I've killed you. That's how that one ends. Because she can't, she like doesn't feel like she succeeded. Oh my God, I've killed you.
Yeah.
That's something also that little side note, something I love about all of these books that are in different worlds and they have different kind of gods and things is how they curse and they adjust it. Because like
Oh, yeah.
we say, oh my God, but there are always, oh my gods.
Yeah.
It just gets me. I think it's fun.
There we 7. Okay. Yeah. So she turns around right before he's gone. Then she's back at her body and she thinks she's killed Boone. She's rigging out. And then Boone just shows up beside her. Day, there's like a bunch of chaos going on. Most of the champions are back. Day is still dreaming. And like the information she gathers is about he took a flag away from I can't remember who it was. Was it Ari?
Amir.
Amir, which he had a gift that cursed a person who affected him in winning a challenge, and that curse was the next labor they would be. I don't know if it was like a specific thing or just that you wouldn't be able to complete it. So he's not able to save his grandmother, and she dies. And then he
Again,
comes.
I'll read that part. So Hera's blessing is vengeance. Day is the reason Amir lost his strength flag in the last labor, and her blessing is that any champion who hinders or hurts Amir during the course of the crucible will reap the consequences in the next challenge. So that curse trapped him in his body. He can't do anything about it, but he can't save his loved one because he's trapped in his body.
Yeah.
And it was his grandma.
Think about what it'd feel like to be Amir.
No,
I know.
yeah, like and you
That
don't
would
hear
suck.
anything bad about Amir, right? He's
Yeah.
the younger
Yeah.
one, right? Like the kid that's raised by nannies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was like, did he actually take the flag from him or he would just push him back or something? Like, I don't think either of them were
I don't
like,
think he
doesn't
took
ever
it.
say.
They just said he's the reason she lost it. So it's
yeah,
probably like he
like there was no maliciousness from either side. And then
Yeah.
this is like worst case scenario.
yeah, some of these gifts suck.
I think that's the point. The gods are
But like
not that
Diego's is pretty
gracious.
awesome. The invisibility helmet.
Yeah, I would agree. That might be like the best one, if we're being honest.
Yeah, that we've been introduced to at least. We've been made aware
Yeah.
of. Let's see. I think that was it though. Dave finally woke up though, and his grandma is dead.
Yeah, and he's like obviously catastrophic.
I would like find a way to smite the whole world if that happened to me.
Yeah,
Like
no,
I will
no.
find a way to put you in Tartarus with all the Titans, all of you.
Yeah.
I have the hardest time with the word smite. Because I go straight to Moana. Smite, smoten. Sorry.
All right. So then, yeah, after that, the Hades and Boone are in the same room and they're basically sizing each other up. Boone's like, so you're the guy we were involved in all of this. And he's like, so you're the guy that thought he could sneak into my house and not know or think that I wouldn't know. And they're just kind of like going back and forth tit for tat. Obviously territorial.
Yeah, and
to the
Boone even
max.
like I actually think it's pretty asshole-ish of Boone, like how he kind of cozies up to Lyra and puts his arm around her more and treats her more like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
cares about her more than he has ever shown, just to spite Hades. It's really like I feel like it's messing with their heart. I don't like games.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I struggled with that. Is that really the way it's going about? Or is it like more a brotherly, like, hey, I'm here now and I don't like you and I'm protecting her from you? Or is it like a more lovey. Well, I guess they do in a little bit.
I don't know, but he is full on aware of like she probably has some kind of feelings for him because they're talking about it on the outside world. Like he brings it up right after that about them like, do you know what everybody's saying
Yeah.
in the overworld?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so he's very clearly thought that it's a possibility, and he's still like,
Yeah.
he hasn't discussed it with her, like what her feelings are, but he's going to go ahead and like stoke the fire to kind of get one over on Hades at her expense.
There's no way he would be supportive of that. You know, like
Yeah.
as her
Right.
friend, he doesn't know him. He's like, you
technically-
jeopardized her life by pulling her into this. Of course, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be sassy to
And
you.
it could be from a brotherly vibe. Like some brothers are like that. Like, yeah, like I'm going to go all the way around here knowing that my sister's feelings are going to be hurt right this second, but I'm doing it for the betterment later. Like some brothers are like that. So, I mean, I guess technically
Yeah.
for the brothers out there, don't do that.
We'll be interested to see how the next, like even past what we read today.
The next part really like pissed me off a lot.
Which part?
Well, the next part is they go to a party.
At Zeus's house with all Zeus's paintings of Zeus all over the place and cherubs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Michelangelo.
He's such a
Lord needed it.
creep.
Color me shocked. No, he's like,
Well, and it's
very
one of
much-
those things where it's like, take his personality and put it on a mortal that you say you meet on like a dating app or whatever,
Mhm.
and like you go out with him a couple times and that is his personality. Like you would
Yeah.
run screaming like, oh my God, this guy is a complete creep. Like he's probably
Mhm.
a psycho killer with all kinds of issues. And then just slap a label of God on him and give him all these powers. And it's like, oh, it's
Yeah,
creepy.
I mean, he's been the worst since the beginning. It's almost like if he wasn't here, would there even be a crucible? Like I
Probably
know
not.
the other ones enjoy it a little bit as well, but he's really the push for this because he's obviously got something to lose, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, and they never bring up like what caused the actual war between all the gods and whatnot. But I bet dollars to donuts it had something to do with Zeus and Poseidon fighting over top tier, because we know that Hades wasn't involved, and so that leaves two of the three brothers. I'm just saying, it usually always starts with two assholes
Mhm.
vying for the top when there's plenty of room on the mountaintop.
We find out
Too
that
much
Aphrodite,
testosterone.
even though Aphrodite made her consequences of her labor so dire, that she's taking it very difficult. Like she's taking it very hard, and she's not even at this party.
Yeah, which is supposed to be like her party. So that's why Zeus is hosting it because
Yeah.
Aphrodite is so distraught over the turn of events.
Well, and who was it? Was it Artemis that said it? That she was like, it was her labor. She didn't have to make it
Yeah.
like a do or die situation. So you can't cry foul
Hera
now.
knew the risk when she set that labor up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Lyra agreed with her. Hera. Okay,
Hera.
gotcha.
Yeah, no, and then Lyra is like, well, she's not wrong. Like it sounds cruel, but she's
Yeah,
not
she's
wrong.
not
She
wrong.
didn't have to do that. And she
Yeah.
says that I get that the gods and goddesses love their ticking clocks, and death is certainly an incentive, but there are other ways for this to be done.
Yeah.
They get
So
postponed it
Zeus-
because they only have 3 days for the next labor to start because the guests are only there for a certain amount of time. So that's why
Right.
they
Yeah.
moved forward with it.
Yes. And then Neve is announced as the winner from the last labor because she got out the fastest with, I believe, her little sister. Zeus and Lyra have like a sassy interaction on keeping Hades in check.
Can't you
Because
do
Hades
something about
is-
him, Lyra?
Yeah.
The fuck you say?
And she gives it
I
right
did enjoy
back.
that.
I did too. I thought that was nice.
I was steam mopping my floors when that was going on, and I had to like stop and rewind it and listen to it again and have a nice chuckle.
Yeah. So then they all have to go around and start introducing their loved ones. I did note that Dex's loved one is a nephew and he's talking so highly of him and how, he's really been there for their family. So we start to see like, I'm not giving him any passes. He's still my least favorite person, but that he has like at least some type of purpose for it.
It humanizes him a little bit more.
Yeah, but Boone makes a really good point to all of that when he reads him the riot act.
Yeah. So Boone, let me see. So in this moment, Lyra's also noticing a difference in how she feels around Boone. She says things are just easier now. I think because obviously now she likes Hades, so she's actually just interacting with Boone like on a friend level.
And she got all of that off of her chest and clarified that, I don't expect anything back from you. It's just like, you're the only person that's ever cared about me. We're good.
Well, I think it kind of clicks in, at least subconsciously, that it's not necessarily that she was in love with him. It was
Right.
that she had a crush on him, and he's one of the only ones that's ever given her any kind of positive interaction.
Yeah.
And so it is possible that she just confused the two. And yes, she loves him, but not romantically necessarily.
Speaking of attention, why I don't like this chapter, because I don't like Hades flirting with Miss Pretty Nora in her auburn hair and not paying any attention to Lyra during any of this because he's giving Nora all of his attention. It made me so mad the whole time I was reading it.
It was really rude, I'm not gonna lie.
She already has everybody against her, and he's been the only person standing up for her. And he just decides, I'm just gonna ignore her because she's got Boone now.
I feel like we're going to learn why. I think there's a reason.
I'm sure there
Is my
is.
theory.
So I do too,
It's so
but I
sucks.
feel like
Mhm.
that's not a valid reason because at the end of the day,
The games. He played the games. Don't play games with her heart. Quit playing games with her heart. Sorry.
I should make a playlist of every song that you guys trigger in my head throughout an entire
That'd be
book,
great.
and that's my playlist for that month.
Yeah. Everybody,
Um,
Athena was super judgy about the person that Lyra cares most about in the world being a friend.
Yeah, so
Really
that
judgy and
really
bitchy
starts
about that.
off kind of the inner or the when Lyra's noticing like Hades really is paying her no attention because Lyra introduces Boone as her friend in the order, and Athena's pushing back on just a friend or a lover.
Lovers? Oh, you and Boone, of course. Oh, I thought you meant Hades. No, we're not. Some interaction she has. She
Yeah,
can
Yeah.
stand
and
up,
then
she can hold her
Which-
own with these gods. Lyra can. She continuously
Yeah.
improves. Even if she's
Yeah.
treading on thin ice, she's walking on thin ice.
Well, and that's specifically the lover's comment, and she says, "I thought you meant Hades," and then she finishes off with "yet" to see if she'll get a rise out of Hades, which she does not.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, Nora.
Yeah.
But then it becomes the Boone and Lyra show, and they're just entertaining everybody with their banter and their
Threatening everybody.
stories of stealing things.
Yeah. So they're telling stories about Boone. And this is when, he scoots her chair closer to him. So he starts kind of being a little flirty or seemingly flirty, I would say. Then Boone and Dex are getting into it. He's threatening Dex. Obviously, just knowing all the history here. And this is another moment where Lyra's questioning her curse. Like, why would Boone, pick a fight or threaten to beat this guy up for me when, I'm meant to be unlovable. And then they
she
start.
a whistle. There are little whistle signals that come in handy.
Yeah.
That Lyra created, and I don't know that he brings out a lot of how she was such a crucial part of the order, and then she never really thought she mattered much, but nobody ever told her that she did. He's had these humble brags about her, and I did enjoy that part of this. That that came out.
Yeah. No, I agree. He's like propping her up like any chance he gets. Yeah, that was my last note. Boone tells everyone that Lear created the whistles at 6.
At 6 years old.
So
And Hades still isn't paying any attention.
Yep. So, chapter 69, they're back at the house, and Boone shows up in Lyra's room and has stolen Dex's gift. She's like,
"Oh my God."
what the fuck are you doing? Coming in and making ruckus already. And he's like, what do you mean? Why haven't you done this before? This guy clearly has it out for you. Like, you're a thief. You should be, giving yourself all these opportunities. And she's like, I don't want to play that way. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
So Lyra,
she's like, again, she's like, you sounded like you cared about me. Well, I don't care about you that way. And let me just make
Yeah.
it clear.
yeah, he was real clear on that.
well, and that's when Lyra tells Boone about her curse.
Which I'm really surprised that she hadn't told him that before. But it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't actually ever talk before this labor.
That's true. Before she got in the crucible,
Yeah.
he didn't pay any attention to her. He was nice to her. That's all.
Yeah.
He tells her, I've always admired you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
what a
you
girl
can
wants
still
to
walk
hear.
up.
Yeah, that's what a girl wants to hear, though. Like with somebody she cares about. I always admired you.
Yeah.
Like a nice, sweet letdown.
Mm-hmm. But
Ugh.
again, reiterating like she played a huge part in why she doesn't have anybody in her life. And then Lyra's starting to question the curse and like, is it like less here in Olympus? So kind of running through all the theories that we've been talking about through all of these episodes on the curse, like what really down to the nitty gritty is it?
Yeah, I actually highlighted this part. Like I put a sticky note here because he tells her, you've always put this wall around yourself with a giant sign that says, stay the fuck away.
Yeah.
And you kept everybody at arm's length, so nobody got a chance to get to know you or be your friend. So
Yeah.
I think we talked about that probably in the first episode that Lyra did not
Mhm.
help herself, right? She just
Right.
accepted the curse for what it was and said, well, I don't even need to bother trying to get close with anybody. But maybe her life would have been different.
Yeah. And like, what if, again, going back to, is the curse even real? Or has she just done this to herself and then that's the curse? Like this
Yeah.
constant mental game with yourself your whole life of, I'm hindered, but not really.
Do you remember like how she even found out about it?
I think her parents told her because they were like, you run my life.
Yeah, I don't remember if she just said I have a curse or if she said like ever explained how she found out.
Because even if your parents told you like your whole life, but then they give you up at 3.
Well, I was about to say at 3, like how would you remember? So that's an
The only thing
interesting
I think is maybe they told the order and Felix when she got old enough to understand.
Yeah, like
It's
her
like your
birth
parents
story.
gave you
That's
up or
possible.
something.
Yeah.
Because Felix knows
Well, I
that
think
is something she's
yeah,
like, oh,
Felix knows.
So I think that's probably how.
So yeah, she's questioning the curse, and then she also starts having empathy for Dex. Boone's explaining like all of these details about Dex that she wasn't aware of even.
His sister was dying of cancer. That's why his nephew was like, she's sick. But he didn't
Yeah.
really.
So she's insisting on giving back his relic. And Boone's like, okay, but can we spy on the gods first? Because it's like an invisibility helm or
Which is,
something.
Yeah, like super ballsy, even for just like a thief. He's like, yeah, these all powerful like group of people all
Yeah.
in one place. Like, let's go see if we can spy on them, and maybe nobody notices us. Like, nobody can see through this helm.
Mm-hmm. When he's already shown that by sneaking into his house in the beginning. Like he really has no thought towards any
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, he has like no self preservation at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of surprising.
Right.
I mean,
Then he kisses her.
Then yeah. So then he
Why?
puts the
Why do you do that?
invisibility
That
on
was
and
weird.
kisses Lyra. I agree. I was thinking like, okay, he's now heard this curse and he's like, well, so maybe that is why. Like maybe I would like her if there wasn't this curse. So he kisses her to see. That's again, I'm interested to kind of see what that progression looks like.
Yeah. I wanted you to have
I'm
that.
not.
It's like,
He
thank you for
literally
letting me.
said, "That's for you." Like, I did that for you. Like, what?
I didn't
Like
ask
the
for
amount
that.
of arrogance in that. Like, yeah, I will say I love Boone throughout the whole thing until he says that, and I'm like, what the
Well, he
fuck?
said more than
Nobody.
that.
Yeah, he
I don't
says,
know.
she says, she says, geez, Boone, what was that for? I just wanted you to have that as a thank you for loving me, even if it's just between friends. And she just says, I knew I was right to have a crush. You're just a solid guy, aren't you?
Yeah.
And that's when he tells her that, did you know that everybody's saying that you and Hades are lovers in the overworld?
Yeah.
Or actually
Yeah.
all over Olympus, because he had the helm on. He was listening to people's conversations. So not the overworld,
Right.
but Olympus.
Yeah, which is giving everybody an even deeper reason to hate her.
Yeah, exactly. Is there any truth to it? None of your business.
And
Friend,
that
I'm not
it's a
going to let you
yes.
end up with the god of death. Like,
Yeah.
why would I allow that?
For the record, don't ever be that kind of friend for me, okay? If I want to be with the god of death, you let me just do my thing. Don't ever try to just
We're your sisters, so it's different.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't need siblings can be friends too. You guys are my
But
friends, for better
if
or
a guy's
worse.
a problem,
If it's the god of death, back off.
and he's trying to convince her that she has a future in the overworld, which is nice, but she's like, I don't think so.
Right. He's like, you're not going to come back to nothing. You don't have to do this out of, having no other options.
I can see where that would be really hard to get on board with too. So
Yeah.
doesn't have anything to show for that. They have any proof that that's not going to be how it goes.
Yeah. So then going forward, they head out to spy on the gods. They're like peeping through this little window.
At
And
Hephaestus' house. Hephaestus, right? The god of blacksmiths, metalworking, carpentry, craftsmen, artisans, and fire. It's one of Lyra's favorite gods.
And really they're just talking about Hades and Lyra the whole time. Hades already is the god of the underworld. Like, this is a big deal. And like all this trouble is following Lyra, and Hades is like, okay, well, y'all need to be focused on winning because sorry, y'all suck.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. While Hades is like getting up ranting, he ends and like looks Lyra dead in the eyes. So she's like, oh shit, he knows I'm here.
Which again just proves my point. Like they went balls to the walls thinking that nobody could see them. They just got lucky that it was Hades.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't even explain like how he could see, but nobody else. I wonder if that's like a god of the death thing. Like,
Like it's
did
his
he?
kiss. Like it's his kiss that he like can sense her presence, kind of like when she ended up in the underworld again and Cerberus finds her, right?
Right.
It's because of Hades' kiss is like a basically like a location indicator.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
That whole thing reminded me of Dumbledore, like when they're under the cloak and he like goes and stands over next to them in Hagrid's little hut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he knows you. He knows they're there.
Yeah.
Can't get one over on Dumbledore.
No.
So then Lyra sends Boone to take the helm back. And in that moment, Hades shows up and he's obviously pissed off. Lyra.
When is he not?
Boone is being territorial and is like, I'm not leaving you with this guy. And she's like, he would never hurt me. And Boone's like, can't believe her. And he won't go. And so Hades is mad and like using his powers on him. And then he creates like a big fire around him and
Boys.
Lyra so Boone can't enter. And then he's like yelling at her for sneaking into the god's house. And then the chapter ends with Hades being like, he kissed you.
Yeah. I like that.
Dun dun
She's
dun.
like, you need to take this back. We can't have this. We're going to get in trouble. Hades is going to find out. Or somebody's going to notice. And Boone says, before Hades notices. And Hades answers, yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's what she means. She's
Yeah.
worried about me finding.
Yeah. What else is now?
She does it. This part's interesting because Boone is very worried about Hades hurting Lyra. And she just has this full confidence that he would not hurt her. And I don't really feel like Hades stands up for that in this moment, that no, I wouldn't hurt her. It just, she is there and she is really confident in that without him backing her up at all. And so I feel like it would
Yeah.
be really hard as Boone to take
Yeah.
that as truth, which
Yeah.
explains why he's so worried.
I mean, but even if there's not this like undercurrent, like she is his champion. If he did ever do anything, like he can't do anything to her because it's
That's
only
true.
going to rebound on him in the next labor.
Ashley, you've read enough dark fantasy books to know there are plenty of things you can do to somebody to mess with them and hurt them that are not killing them.
Yeah, but Lyra is a petty bitch.
Yes.
Like, so even
We
if he
live on
doesn't physically
purpose, yeah.
hurt her,
She-
I'm just saying. Like he can't really like she holds all the cards kind of when it comes to that,
It's true.
But yeah, but like we've been
which
saying,
I
like
enjoy.
everybody only sees one side of Hades, and so Boone's like been on the outside this whole time as well. So yeah, in what one day he's not going to be persuaded that he's a good guy.
No. And Lyra even admits to Hades that I want to get this information for you because I
Yeah,
don't want you risking. I know you're going to like,
right.
he's like, I would share the information with you. Why did you have to spy? Because I don't want you to get more in trouble. So I wanted to find out on my own. Like, I cannot
Yeah,
handle it if they do that to you again.
yeah, which seems like they're leading up to like another steamy moment, and then he's like, "Oh my gosh, he kissed you.
Yeah.
What
The
the fuck?"
Yeah.
silver fire in his eyes. It gets you.
So yeah, that was a nice, quick little section there. I actually
Quick
really enjoyed it.
comparatively.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was
It
still
was not
entertaining.
as like there wasn't as much pressure for me to take notes because there was literally nothing to like really second guess every 5 pages. Like maybe this means this or whatever. So that was a nice breath on my
Yeah.
end personally. Anybody else before we move into the final 2 segments?
Nope.
I think so.
No? Okay, so we're going to do our bookends, our favorite and least favorite from the beginning of the book through what we've gone over so far. Anybody want to go first?
I guess I can. My favorite up to this point, I honestly, like I said, I really enjoyed this section. Maybe because Boone's entered, so it's just a different dynamic now. So I'm enjoying like the back and forth and like all the theories of this. Like, okay, how is Boone feeling? Kind of going back to the like him kissing her and pulling her. Like, is he doing that because you think maybe he's gonna like her? Or is he doing that as a protection? So I'm like interested to see where that goes. Least favorite is always hard. I don't know. I actually really enjoyed the Aphrodite or the Athena interaction too because it gave Lyra the opportunity to kind of push back in front of everybody, which I enjoyed. So, yeah, maybe still like Zeus in general is just like,
That's
what are
fair.
you going to say now? Like, what are we going to have to deal with now? Like, he's just a little again, like a little boy that his toy got taken away. Same as Poseidon, to be honest. They're very similar.
Yeah, they are man babies.
Yeah,
You want to go next,
that's
Yeah.
all
Ashley?
I got.
Sure. I will actually say that after the whole Hades and Boone interactions, like it really made me realize just how immature every male figure in this book really is. Like there's no male character throughout this that really just like goes against the pale of they're actually behaving like an adult. Like, no. We're just over testosterone driven boys. This whole thing is like nobody can carry on an intelligent conversation, which is just really sad. Like
Charon can do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't disagree. He's just not in enough of the like even semi big conversations to like really see how he would play that out.
Yeah.
But yeah. And my favorite portion of the entire book, I don't know that I really have an outstanding like this is why I love all
Yeah.
of this. I mean, I will say I enjoyed the parallel of me realizing the Morpheus thing on Matrix, but you know, I guess I'm the only one that saw that, but okay, cool. Chris.
I'm going to start with, I feel like you guys probably know what my least favorites are, but they're tied. So Nora, him and Hades flirting with her, and then Lyra's parents.
Yeah.
I hated
Yeah.
all of it, was super uncomfortable with them, that whole conversation and presentation. And I don't think that it gets addressed enough. Just
Yeah.
that people just are like, yeah, this is true. So you have parents. I think was it Athena brings it up. Like you didn't want your parents, you know, you didn't choose
Yeah.
those.
Kind of dug into that, which makes me think like she knows something, like,
Fair.
Yeah. That's a
but
good point.
they kind of just skated over it. to where it's like, could be, maybe you're just reading in like what you want to read into it kind of
Because every
thing.
time
But
you hear any of the gods like bring up Lyra's parents at all, in that sense.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then my favorite part, I have a hard time with like all the way back through the whole book picking my favorite part. So for this section was Lyra being not considered a strong person, not considered a smart person, not considered a brave person or somebody that can endure pain at all, and really doing so well at managing all those things. And the second part was labor, is it?
Yeah. The fourth and fifth.
Yeah. So in the fifth labor,
Yeah.
where I don't know, I just would have expected her to just break, and she shows that she has a lot more mental stability and awareness of her body and her thoughts and being able to calm herself down. And I think that probably attests to the fact that she has spent most of her life by herself, so she knows herself very well. Has a lot of self-awareness.
Yeah, nobody gave any credence to like how scrappy you would have to be a
No.
thief, let alone like literally abandoned at such a
Yeah.
young age, which I don't know that it's public knowledge how young she was, but
No, because she tells
regardless.
Hades. I don't think Hades even knew before this when her parents popped up.
Yeah.
She's like, I was 3. They're full of shit. So that was,
Yeah, good
those are my
point.
my bookends.
Anybody
Alright.
have any predictions for the next section or the half section?
Yeah, I have a hard time because I already read through 390 on accident.
Which
Yeah,
is
I
basically
don't
all the way
think-
to the last 3 pages that are left in the section.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything more than what I already said. Like, I'm interested to see, like, what ends up with the Boone situation, like, what he's kind of, what his motive right now is. But also, we're obviously getting closer and closer to Hades and Lyra just being like, fine, I fucking love you.
Yeah. I think that party was a big distraction from the fact that they're all going to be putting their loved ones in danger in
Yeah.
a few days.
Yeah, I
And
don't really have any
Right.
kinda
prediction.
let you
It's just
forget
the
about it.
like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's very much like I just have the sense of impending doom.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
they brought Boone in, and she's like now had this realization that, oh, maybe it's not what I thought it was, and maybe they're setting her up to fail. Like, well, there is a future outside of, Zeus's curse, and it's like I think that's the whole point of the curse is
If it's, I
not
thought you were, I
just-
thought you were a team. There's not a curse.
I'm team. I don't really know, but
I'm seeing
I'm
both
more
at the
team,
same
like,
time.
There's a curse, but
if
there's
she's a
also not.
demigod, like they like to curse demigods. Like, so I'm team. I don't think she's full human. So whether that means she has a curse or not, I don't know. Maybe it's like they plant the seed and then it becomes something. But
I'm really excited
don't
that the
think
next
she's
book
fully
is coming
human.
out at the end of this month, because then we get, I don't know, maybe we'll find out more about that because we don't really get.
No, I'm super pumped.
yeah,
Honestly, we should finish right in time to jump into that as the second.
And for
oh,
when we were young,
Yeah.
you
Which you
know,
gotta figure out.
after this, maybe I should get on Amazon and see if we can pre-order. I mean, I
Okay,
know
well,
we
let's
can
wrap up
pre-order, but I
before we go
wonder.
off on tangents.
So that's a wrap.
Yeah. So next week we will go through chapter 71 through, I think it was like 90 something.
80. We end
88.
at the end of
87.
87, going into 88.
well, let me look and
Okay.
see. We were trying to look at a place where it makes sense to stop, right?
Yeah.
So no, let me tell you, chapter 88, like stopping before we start reading 88 is a perfect place to
Okay, so
leave us on a
87.
cliffhanger. Yeah, finish
Okay,
87. So
87.
Christy, read to 393.
I don't know if I could actually handle 2 more pages, 3 more pages.
Yeah.
Next episode, yeah, chapter 71 through 87 if you're reading along with us. And yeah, we'll jump right in then. Thanks for listening, and make sure you come back to see what happens.
Sorry, you're gonna have to
Like,
edit
comment,
some.
subscribe. Love ya.
Okay, bye.
All right.